Welcome to Harvest Group Institute. This is a new series of webinars that we're going to be doing every so often, and we'll let you guys know when they're coming out and where you need to be and things like that. So we're happy to have you. This is our first one, so it's exciting to us to be launching in this direction, to be able to reach you guys when you can't make it to our seminars, when you can't make it to our city, and you can't make it to our office. We're going to have webinars. You can go online, click on the links, and you can hang out with us, talk with us, ask questions. Eventually there will be live chat and things like that. So we're excited to be moving in this direction. This is O'Neal Continental. He is the head of our leadership committee, helping the company move forward, helping it grow, helping to develop and build individuals in their personal life and also in their business development as well. So say hello to everyone.
Hey everyone. Excited to be here.
Yes. I'm excited as well. And so we just wanted to hang out with you guys and say, hey, talk a little bit about what it takes to be successful, what it takes to hit your goals, what it takes to, get to a point where you understand the dynamic between failure and success. That you can't have one without the other, and it's failing in a forward motion that is the thing that people have a hard time with. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about that. Can you share some ideas about that, O'Neal?
Such a big topic. Everybody wants to find the keys to success these days, and I learned a long time ago that it's quite simple. It's so simple that we overanalyze, we overlook it. Mm-hmm. But it boils down to first being aware of what you want to achieve. Yes, so many people say, I want to be successful, and they don't know what that looks like. They can't describe it. Or I want to be married. I want a good marriage. Yeah. Well, what does that look like for you? They have no idea. I get that. Yeah. Design it. What you have to know definitely what you want, and then you have to define it and put it in writing. So what you're doing is creating a picture of what you want. And then now comes the fun part. What's that? Then now you have to choose to stick to it. Yes. From now on. The commitment part. Yeah, commitment. It's choices, and commitment is such a powerful thing that we don't delve into why commitment is so important. Commitment is what keeps you on that road, no matter what. Commitment is what guarantees success. Yeah, I agree with that. There's a verse in the Bible that says, wealth is gained little by little. Right. And I heard somebody say that each of those little represents consistency and the other one represents commitment. Exactly. And so I agree with that. And it's through commitment that you will have the spirit and the attitude of learning, because that's what it's going to take you to draw you closer to what your true objectives is. We are all born with a gift of work and knowledge, seeking knowledge, because whatever that you want, whatever you desire, the God that created us with the power of thought, because you can make manifest what you think. So, but sometimes it takes you searching for the information, the knowledge, and the skill to get you there. And that's what commitment will do. And then once you have that commitment, then now you start to build your skill set. Skill set in terms of how to achieve the tasks that I need to do on a daily basis to achieve my goal. And my goal may be, a short-term one that leads into a longer term, that leads into, my character of who I am, because success is a character. You're building the character. You're becoming that success. You become the success that you're after. Exactly. And I heard it said that until you're successful in here, you won't ever be successful outside. But isn't that the whole point, though, to build this? Well, the heart here. But so many people are after success because they're deficient inside. Yeah, exactly. They're not looking for. I've heard somebody say this, that the majority of successful, wealthy people, they were happy first. They were not looking to become successful to be happy. Exactly. They were already happy. They knew who they were. They were excited about and passionate about the gift that was in them. Right. And they pursued that passion, and they pursued that gift. Mm-hmm. And as a result, it created success. Right.
But it wasn't them looking to be successful, looking to increase their money, looking to do different things as to build up who they are inside.
Yeah, and here's, as you study people and you start to read biographies and you realize some of the greatest success stories out there was people who wasn't seeking money. They were seeking more happiness to do something that they love and fulfilling
Right.
and so forth. And through that, great wealth, great achievements and accomplishments were birthed.
Right.
But
right.
it started from exactly what you said, that point of finding that happy medium of what you want to do, and not only that, a clear definition of who you are.
Right.
And be happy with it.
I tell people all the time that we have this event-based happiness.
Yeah.
You're chasing wealth to be happy. You're chasing a man to be happy. You're chasing the woman so you can be happy. Let's have kids. Maybe we'll be happy now.
Yeah.
Then you have the one kid. It's like, okay, now I think we need another kid. Let's have another kid. And I see people do it all the time. First I wanted to get married. Now I got married. Now what do? I'm not happy anymore.
Right.
It's, I know what it is, baby. Let's have a baby. Then they have a baby, and the baby turns 5 or 6, and it's like, okay, now I'm not happy anymore. Let's have another one. Right. And they're chasing event after event to create that happiness. And I want people to understand that the success that you're after is in the race, not at the finish line. Mm-hmm. Because after the race, I tell people, winning the race takes about that long. Crossing the finish line, the event of winning, it's over in an instant.
Wow, that's so true.
So where is the fun? The fun has to be in the actual race, the process of life. Mm-hmm. So the finish line, the event, the marriage, the kids, that's just an indicator that you ran the race well. Right. The finish line is there so you can say, I achieved the process. But just chasing the finish line will never fulfill you. Exactly. Because once you finish the finish line, I got to get another race.
That's so true. The interesting thing with what you're saying too is a lot of us often overlook that we have to continuously take a good look at who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Visualize, like you're saying, if you go from short-term success to short-term success and you're not happy, it's because you truly haven't clearly defined who you are and who you want to become. Right. And have a healthy view of that result.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the task, you've often said it, you want to make sure when you have seen that guy at 55, right, what he looks like, who he is. Mm-hmm. That takes away all the little pitfalls of short-term success. Right. Because you now are growing yourself, not necessarily your accomplishments. That helps to mold the person that you are. Yeah. But it's not just one area of accomplishments. It's not just finances. It's not just relationships.
It's
not just
success.
It's the whole success. So which is pretty cool. And a lot of us are devoid of that because we're looking at financial. Some people are so targeted on financial success, right, that they don't understand the other elements that create that type of success.
Yes, I agree. If you just have money and you have no friends, nobody to share it with, no wife that trusts you, your kids don't like you, right, there's no point in it. Right. You got to have a whole success. I want to be, like you said, I want to be 55, I want to be 60, and I don't want to have to work. I want to have grandkids that love their grandpa. I want to have a wife that we're able to travel and hang out. Right. I want to have a legacy left in the earth that I was here, that I made a difference, that my purpose was reached, and I transferred that to my kids and then to their kids and then to their kids. And so I think it's really important, like you said when we first started, if you can't define what success is to you, then you'll never really hit a whole prosperity. Right. And even when you use that word be prosperous, people only see money. Exactly. And that is not the reality of what entire prosperity is. Right. It's having a good family. It is being a good human being, being a loyal friend. It is managing and being disciplined with your money. You won't make money if you can't manage the $10 an hour that you make. If you can't manage that, you're never going to be able to manage, $200,000 a year. Right. It's not going to happen. And so I think you're absolutely right when it comes to being able to define those things that you want, understanding that it's a whole picture, not just one piece of it. Because if you're just chasing one piece of it, you're probably not going to hit the entire thing. It'll always feel empty in here.
Yeah.
And now you're back to event-based success, chasing another thing to make you happy.
But this leads to the other aspect of success. It leads into the other thing. Can you have success without people?
You cannot.
Then one of the major keys to success is having that skill set to build great relationships and dealing with people.
Yeah, well, I remember when I didn't know that. I used to think this, and some of you might think this. I used to say, people suck. That was my fundamental belief about people. You can't trust them. They never do what they say. Nobody's going to make it happen if you don't make it happen. I just had a terrible view of people. And I remember, I believe it was Wayne Dyer. He told a story about, he said he was in New York, and he met two couples. The first couple walked up to him and said, hey, how is it here?
Yeah.
And the couple said, he asked the couple, well, where are you from? And they said, Minnesota. He said, how was it in Minnesota? And he said, the people were horrible. I didn't like them. We didn't have good neighbors. They were nosy. It wasn't good people there. That's why we wanted to move. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, you're probably going to find that the people here are like that. And then he came across another couple, and they said, hey, we just moved here. How is it here? And he said, well, where are you from? And he said, we're from Idaho. And he said, well, how were the people there? He said, the people there were awesome. Good neighbors. Everybody looked out for each other. We had a lot of friends. He said, well, you're probably going to find that the people here are just like that. And I remember hearing that so many years ago, and it changed my perception of people. Mm-hmm. It's how you see it. It's how you are. You attract who you are. Exactly. You know, I remember I was in my driveway one day, and I was talking to God and trying to figure out what I needed to do to be successful.
Right.
And I think, you know, I tell people, God asked me that morning, where does money come from? And I said, it comes from you. You know, that was the religious answer that you're taught, you know, growing up. And God said, no, that's the religious answer. Where does money come from? And I said, it comes from you. He said, no, it doesn't come from me. It comes from other people. Right. And he said, I don't give you money. I orchestrate in life where when you get money, you get it from other people. He said, you don't even give me money. You put it in church. You give it to others, and I count it as you gave it to me. He said, so the reality is, in between, number one, yours and my relationship is people. And he said, you will never be successful if you don't learn how to love people masterfully. Because people are the root of everything you have that you're after. There, you know, I tell people like this. A guy named David taught me this. He said, Joseph, there is nothing that you want in life that somebody else doesn't have. And he challenged me to try to think of something. And he said, think of something that you want that somebody else doesn't have first. And my car, he says, yeah, somebody else had that first. The dealership had it first, which was tied to somebody else approving you. Right. The food that you're going to go home and eat, it was in the grocery store, tied to somebody else who owns that grocery store. So, and I couldn't. And I said, okay, marriage. He said, no, you want sex? That's tied to that lady. Exactly. There's nothing you want in life that somebody else doesn't have. And if you don't learn how to master and create great relationships with people, you will always hit a ceiling in your ability to be successful and to create what you want. So you're absolutely correct. You can't be successful without other people. Right. And people don't want to be around you if you don't love them properly, if you don't understand the dynamics of communication, relationship skills, loyalty, friendship. Nobody wants to come around you, and who will help you build your success? One of my mentors, Buona, you know Buona. Yeah. He told me this. He said, if you know, people say it's lonely at the top. He said, Joseph, if it's lonely at the top, you didn't do it right. You should be taking people with you along the way. Right. You should be gathering friends along the way.
I have to commit to becoming a better me, and the measuring stick is the people that I work with, the relationships that I build, to help me create this picture.
Right.
So who do I have to become, okay, to have people that will pour into me, pour wealth into me? Because, you know, you talked also about money, and people don't understand. Money is just a description for something else. Money is a description
Right.
for currency. What is your true currency? It's the value that you bring to the marketplace, to the society.
Right.
And it's intrinsic to the value that you bring. And people convey that to you in the form of money.
Wow. So you're saying that the value that you create in you,
Mm-hmm.
people translate that over. So the more money you make,
Mm-hmm.
basically, well, I'll put it this way: the more valuable you become, the more money you'll make.
Exactly.
Okay.
The more currency you will generate. And how do you become, you know,
Valuable. How do you become valuable?
It's like our relationship. If we're not lifting each other up to get to the place that you want, that you describe
Right.
in your life, then the value is measured through that.
Right.
You know, if there's no value there, then we probably wouldn't have the relationship.
Absolutely.
And people don't understand that everything that you're looking to achieve in life is built through relationships.
Right.
Develop a skill of becoming very good at dealing with people,
Yes.
learning people. People are really unique when you understand. You will become fond of people more, because then you don't take it personal. You understand.
You
where they're
understand,
coming from,
yeah.
and you can communicate. Communication is the key.
I was just gonna say you got to get rid of the ego.
Yeah. Well, most people don't know what the word ego means either. From the Greek, it means self, the I.
Okay.
What's the picture of I?
Right.
Sometimes we put I on such a great pedestal, nobody can see it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so you're right. The ego, you know, how do you define it? It's good to have ego. You know, it's good to have a healthy,
What, confidence?
confidence, or, you know, just a healthy picture, view of yourself, but not to the fact that you overrun others, or you trample on others
Right.
to establish that. You know, and actually, a really great friend of mine taught me this part. He says everybody has ego, okay, but a lot of people don't understand ego plays a role in success. You know what I mean? Like, you're a successful guy, but some people may say, well, you have an ego.
Yeah.
They
I
don't understand
what you mean, yeah.
what success is. Success in your achievement means you have to have ego. You know why? You know what you're doing. And you're firm within that, and you're confident with that. People don't understand success is a mixture of competence and confidence.
Competence and confidence.
Yes.
Right.
So the confidence comes from your ego, because as you grow and you're solid in certain evidence of what makes what happens.
Right, and you
things
know
that-
what you're capable of.
You know what you're capable of course you're going to have a healthy attitude about what you're accomplishing.
Right.
On.
So the
Nothing's
thing
wrong
would
with
be then to, when you talk about creating the right relationships with people, then I guess it would be more to say where pride is concerned.
that. Right.
Pride, I believe the biblical definition of pride is an overestimation of your own importance.
Exactly.
And so to walk with a healthy confidence in your ability, I can do this, I know I can do this, I demand a certain price for it, or I know who I am, I can't have those kind of people around me because they're a detriment to my family or to what I'm doing, and it's okay to be confident in that way, but you never behave as though you're better than people.
Exactly. Now
Okay.
there's a fine line there. It's a gray area there, and you can do that, you know, in what we determine as a professional manner, in a moral manner, and also,
Right.
you know, in a spiritual righteousness with wisdom,
Absolutely.
and still build great relationships with people. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. You may not like someone. I learned a long time ago. You may not like someone, but if you respect them, you can do something with that.
Respect is so important, man. Respect and loyalty
Oh, yeah.
are my pillars for relationships now. It used to be trust. But again, Borna taught me this. He said there's a difference between trust and respect. Like when I wrote my book, it was really hard to sell my book to the people who knew me. They trust me. They'll let me in their house. They'll let me borrow their car. But they didn't respect me enough to buy my book. They didn't respect me enough not to ask for a free book.
Right.
You know, but if it was, you know, Bill Gates who wrote a book, they wouldn't have asked him for a free book. They would have just bought it because they have a high regard. You know,
Right.
when you first meet somebody, the respect is high.
Right.
You're not picking your nose.
Right.
You know, you're not scratching your bottom. If you swear and use just horrible language, that's not at the forefront. You know, I've met people who smoke, and I didn't know they smoked until about 60 days into the relationship.
Wow.
Because their respect is so high. Like, I don't want Joseph to know I smoke, but now I trust him. It doesn't matter. You know.
Yeah.
And when the trust is high, the respect goes low.
Yeah.
And so I'd much rather have respect. Because even if I don't like you, but if I have a level of respect for your humanity, a respect for what you've been able to accomplish, a respect for you and in your field that you may be the deal,
Right.
I can honor that. Even though there's different things about you that just don't click with me,
Right.
if I have a certain level of respect, we can build something, we can do something. And even I think what you said was right earlier. I have people who I didn't like a lot, that I had respect for,
Right.
and after a while, because of the respect and honor is so high, you start to grow a fondness for this person.
Right.
And it's not through the traditional mindset for friendship. It's through, you know, you ever heard, you know, iron sharpens iron, so there's a friend sharpening each
Yeah.
other's countenance. You know, so I have a high honor and respect for you, and being around you makes me better. I'd rather have that definition of friendship.
Well, Benjamin Franklin talks about that. It's called emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
You know, it's if you seek to see the good, that's all you will see after a period of time, and you can build good relationships.
Right.
And not only that, that's allow you to influence someone else too, because you know it takes relationship, and people don't understand. If someone don't know you, they won't get to like you.
Right.
If they don't like you, they won't trust you.
Right.
So through building a means of communication that grows and it becomes a relationship, then you can take a couple of roads. You know, you can continue fostering the results of that relationship where it may be monetary. You know, as you said, it may be someone that you don't necessarily want to hang out with, but you do good business together.
Absolutely.
You know, and you don't know over the course of time whether that relationship may transcend into where you can have some type of influence. You don't know until you take the journey, though.
Right.
Into a relationship.
Yes, you're
A
correct.
lot of us prejudge and predetermine the circumstance and the situation before even the activity starts to happen. You ever walk into a room and somebody say, "Hey, I just don't feel this person, man."
Right.
You know, which is good because that's discernment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's your natural God-given ability to say, "Listen, this is how I'm trying to protect you."
But only if it's not through the filter of all of your issues.
Now that takes up a whole nother training that we need to get into
Right.
with this.
Right,
You know, we're just
right,
touching the
right.
top. We're just touching the surface of this. But guys, this is why the Harvest Group Institute builds people, because you hear we're touching on some topics very, very generally, and we're going to get into really great detail in the next series of webinars, because this is to help you grow. This is to help you to become more fruitful in your relationships, business, personal, pleasure, recreational, because that's what the Harvest Group does, pours into you. And you know, it's just been a blessing to be here with Joseph and be a part of the team. And I just see great things. You know, you're going to see some people with great accomplishments here. You're going to see people who are going to grow, and you're naturally going to see the results from that, because you know the Harvest Group is here to help people establish themselves.
Absolutely.
Through
Absolutely.
publishing, through public speaking.
We publish books for new authors now. We have a speakers bureau where we train speakers to become better speakers, and then we help create a platform for them to become speakers for a living.
Wow.
We do spiritual workshops and seminars. We do financial. We do family. And so we want the whole person to be able to grow. And the reason that we do this, I'll say this, guys, before we say goodbye, is Harvest Group Institute. The reason that's the name of the company is because we wanted people to realize that these things that we're talking about should be and are a part of education. If you go and learn math, and you go and learn reading, and you go and learn English, those are great things to know. And then you go to college and you learn all the things you learn in college. You get all the different degrees that are available with college. But I don't know if you guys know this, but the great majority of people working right now they have jobs that don't require a college degree. You know, you can be a scientist but don't know how to keep a marriage together. You know, you can get those degrees and have no idea how to put a life together. You know, sad to say, you get a business degree in college, but it doesn't teach you how to start a business, to run it, develop it, how to get investors to sow into your vision. It doesn't teach that kind of stuff, and it definitely doesn't teach you who God is and how to navigate the world and how to navigate your regular life through biblical principles. It doesn't teach those things. So we're not knocking college. My kids are going to have the greatest college career that they can possibly have, but I'm going to teach them how to build their life, though. I'm going to teach them how to create with their own two hands, with their God-given talents, a world that's theirs. And so that's what Harvest Group Institute is all about. It's a place for you to, on top of your traditional education, to go and get some behind-the-scenes education, the stuff that people don't talk about too often. We're going to be teaching that stuff. And so we appreciate your time and attention, guys. We hope that you have a great day today and tomorrow. Have a great life. And I always tell people, drive fast and take chances. See you later.
All right, see you guys.
Let's go. Ain't no way they can stop me now.